There's a difference between rare and desirable. For example, the standard box edition of LucasArts' Day of the Tentacle isn't that rare, but it is desirable. The 1997 big box edition of Barbie Cool Looks Fashion Designer, on the other hand, is rare, but it's not that desirable, at least as far as most PC game collectors are concerned. If you know any Barbie collectors, they may have a different opinion, but probably not. Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, the first, and in my opinion the best, of a horror action RPG series originally released on PS1, is rare for a number of reasons. First, the PC release came sometime after its original console debut and got significantly less publicity. Second, and more important, Blood Omen has been tied up for years in a bitter rights battle between original developer Silicon Knights and publisher and current rights holder Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics became a subsidiary of Eidos, which became a subsidiary of Square Enix. Under the latter company's auspices, Blood Omen made it as far as a multi-platform PSN re-release in 2011. However, given that the PC rights were last seen with Activision, there are so many layers of rights negotiation involved at this point that I'd be surprised if anyone managed to cut through them. I'd love to be proved wrong, though. The big box edition of Legacy of Kain is, for these reasons, fairly rare. It's both a good game, and its status as a pseudo-RPG and a genuinely dark horror title for mature players are also quite appealing. All of that adds up to make it quite collectible. But that doesn't apply to all versions.
This is the Media Pocket Edition of Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen for Windows. If you've never heard of that distributor, you're not alone. It's a French budget release label that, going by their last presence on the Wayback Machine, went out of business sometime around May 2001. What's perhaps more surprising is that you can still buy these factory-sealed copies of their games from Amazon France. This cost about €2, by the way. So, let's tear it open. I really love opening cellophane. Unfortunately, the whole process would be easier if I had fingernails. Right, there we go. Marvel at the glory. I know this isn't a big box, but just let's go with the conceit here, okay? Ta-da!
The DVD case contains even less than you'd expect. There's a very plain disc bearing the name of the game, note that it's just called Legacy of Kain in this edition, and the strapline, Un désir de vengeance, un pacte immoral. A single sheet has basic installation instructions on one side and ads for other Media Pocket games on the other. I quite fancy a PC copy of Nightmare Creatures, come to that. By way of comparison, the actual big box edition looks like this.
But this is a budget release. What do you want? Blood?